What is going on, guys? Welcome back. It is Institutional here, and I want to give you guys a little rundown on how we are to frame our setups, or how I frame my setup throughout the week as an ICT trader, and the ideologies that he has helped us understand, right? So this is just how I frame them. Everybody's different. Everybody uses their concepts differently, but this is how I have started doing it now when it comes to index pairs and how I start seeing price and what has worked out for me, right? So let's get to it. I want to share with you guys also some news. I am officially 100K funded again with my funding talent. Is that what it is? No, my Forex fund, sorry. So if you are not in my Telegram, make sure to join that because I will be sharing my investor password with them. And I'll be showing you guys every trade that I take as well as that withdrawal process through it. So yeah, just some news for you guys. Now let's get ahead and get started with the video. So what you want to do is let's first look at PD arrays, right? So we want to make sure that we understand where price wants to head towards the week. And how we can think of this is, think about this as a institution, right? If you were an institution, you're always going to want to win, right? And what they do is they're very manipulative with price. So what they will do is if they have levels where they want to be buying and they get stopped out of that level, what they want to do essentially is bring price, like let's say other orders were here, this big bank one or the central bank one, they brought price back down. What they'll do is they'll bring price back up so they can mitigate their losses and then continue with the overall trend. And what this is doing essentially is confusing the retail trader because they think that over here we're bullish and then price comes all the way down and grabs all their orders, or over here we are bearish and then price comes up and grabs all the orders and continues going. And that's the things that you have to start noticing when it comes to trading as an SMC trader. Of course, you're going to have a beginner course on this, but now it's more of a little bit of a advanced concept with it. So if we look at price, let's get towards it so I can show you guys what I mean. If we look at price through the past 2 weeks, here we have an order block, right? So here there's orders where smart money, they could have been adding positions. So look at price as boxes and as dots. So boxes could be anything from consolidation to an order block, right? To a fair value gap. And what's going to be on these levels is there's going to be orders here and there's going to be orders here. And what they're going to be doing, what the algorithm is going to be doing is they're going to want to be grabbing these orders and both orders and just moving price from box to box, depending on what price is doing, right? That's what they're going to be doing from a day-to-day, from a week-to-week basis, from an overall perspective or scope of SMC trading, right? So now, let me erase that. Now let's go ahead and get towards it. So here we have the box and here there's orders, right? Well, what do you think these orders are? They're probably smart money trader orders. So once price drops down over here and it does not give them what they want, well, what are they going to do? They're going to bring price back up to mitigate their losses like they did right here. And guess what the smart money or what the retail is doing here? Here's another box, right? What are they doing here? Here they're buying. So there's orders here. Guess what? They get stopped out. Here they're buying. There's orders here. Guess what? They get stopped out. Here they're selling. There's orders here. Guess what? They get stopped out. But where do they get stopped out? Well, guess where they got stopped out? They got stopped out at this order block where the smart money trader is looking to sell. So now if we look at price, well, what happens next? Let's go ahead and now go back a little bit again. What do we have happening here? Well, let's look at it. Oh, sorry about that. Let's just go forward one more time. Where do I, let me just delete that. All right. And let me just delete this as well. All right. So what happened next week? What do we have here? We have another order block, right? We have a new order block right here. So some smart money traders or some institutions, right, how I see it, they could have potentially had orders here. And guess what? The algorithm didn't give it to them. So what are they going to do? They're going to want to bring price back up over here so they can mitigate their losses and then continue bringing price down, because we understand that overall we're still in a bear trend. So what does that mean? That means that now this H4 level is my overall target for the week, because here's where somebody's going to want to bring price back up towards to essentially grab some orders and then bring price down wherever they want to bring price down towards a fair value gap, an imbalance, or another PD array that they have in mind for that week. So now let's go ahead and erase that. Let's frame this a little bit cleaner, right? So we have now our target throughout the week. That's all I want to have there, so I can understand where I want prices to shoot back up towards. And let's go down to the H1, right? So looking at the H1, we can go ahead and redefine this a little bit better like this and like that. Now, again, what did we say about price? We want to look at price as boxes. So if we're looking at price as boxes, well, what do we have here? Here, once again, we have now a new fair value gap. We have a fair value gap here, and we also have an order block here. So I can have this area in mind, understanding that price could be shifting in this level because we are at a very low discount, right? We are a very low discount where somebody now, essentially they've grabbed so many orders that they could try to start longing now. And the month that we're in is typically also a bullish month, seasonal tendency wise, right? So I don't want to get too complicated with it, but just some notes for you guys to also know. So now let's go down to M15. Well, if we look at price, what does price do? Again, we have to look at price as boxes. So what does price do? Well, look at it like this. Here we have breaker that grab liquidity. And here we also have a smaller range, right? So we don't have to go over entries, but essentially, what is price going to do? Here we also have a bearish fair value gap, right? A little bit something to take note of as well. When you have bearish fair value gaps like this, right? And price breaks above it, think about it again, the same concept. There was orders here where they were looking to sell. So if they were looking to sell there, what do they want to do when price comes up higher? They want to use this area now as a buying model. So they want to make some sort of buying pattern for you to start looking to buy, right? The smart money traders. So if you look at it, you're looking to buy here at this range to shoot back up towards up here. So you can essentially have something like, I don't know, this, and your stop loss below this, and you're looking for price to come back up there, right? Something like that, because you're looking for the ranges of boxes. Now, I'm going to tell you guys this was one of the trades that I was in, but I actually got out because I didn't like how price was moving. And I thought it was going to grab orders, which it did. And then I didn't get in that retry, but guess what? Price keeps on going and it grabs all the orders up there. So now, what do we see happens next? Well, now we have some pending levels here. We have a lot of liquidity that was built here that price could essentially come back down towards, and we have now grabbed these orders and these orders. So where are the orders now that we have in mind? Well, over here and down here, right? So let's keep framing that. And I'm going to go over you guys some of the trades that I took so you guys can start seeing how I start seeing the market as well from a day-to-day basis. Not too complicated, fairly simple. So now, what can we do moving forward? Well, price keeps on going and now it drops down and it gives you what? A new imbalance at a premium. So from this range on, from this range that we had, right? From this overall range, guess what? Down here, we're looking to buy, but up here, we're looking to sell, right? Because we're trading in ranges. Think about prices ranges. So price gives you a new imbalance. And what you can do is you can frame that. You can frame that. Of course, we can go down to smaller time frames because my entry was actually up here, but you can keep following price as ICT has covered in the mentorship when it comes to long-term highs, short-term highs, and intermediate-term highs. So this will be my long-term high that I wouldn't have to break. Now, I don't want to cluster this chart too much. I'm just showing you guys a little bit of a simple explanation on how you are able to catch these setups and how the mentorship model does work, the free one, right? You don't even have to have the paid mentorship to understand price. So you have your stop loss above that, and you could be targeting this, or you could be targeting this, right? Whatever price is. So what does price do? Price keeps on going, and guess what? It tags you in, and it goes down here. And essentially, what I was looking at was this rally gap, and I did get stopped out early out of this trade, right? But that was a trade that keeps on going, and that's it, right? I got stopped out of the trade because I saw this, and I thought price will essentially fill this. I got stopped out at a break even, not a break even. I made some profit. You guys should go ahead and look at that on the YouTube channel. That was a paper trade for this one, but I took it on my Forex funds, as what it's called, sorry, my Forex funds account. So we can go over that later, but essentially this helped me now pass my verification. So now let's get to the next trade, right? And this is how you start framing the setups. We understand that now there's liquidity being built here, and we understand that there's also liquidity being built up here. So we have two ranges to keep our mind on, right? let's keep on going with price. All right, I can go over also the daily open. Essentially what you want to do when you're in a bullish day, you want to be looking at price to come down lower, because that will be the power of 3. And basically what that is price will move, it will open over here. And what you're looking for is buying at the manipulation. So price, if it's bullish, it will close up here. And you'll see stuff like that happening every single day, whether it's in a bullish trend or whether it's in a bearish trend. You can see out here, here's a daily open. We opened up bearish, price comes up, gives you basically a judo swing, and then it ends lower. And what you're trying to do essentially is catch it at these highs. So you catch it at these lows, and you're able to profit from that. Now we can go over that in the next video. Of course, deviations, like I said, I'm also going to make a beginner course on it from A to Z, but this is just a little video of how I see the market and how you can start applying it as well when it comes to ranges. So let's go ahead and move forward. So now we can go to the next day. And this is already, keep in mind, I've already passed my verification. So now I'm just paper trading, but I want to show you guys a trade that I took, and essentially the same thing towards it, right? Pretty simple concepts that it comes towards trading. So now what is price doing? If we look at it here, we have our daily open. We're looking to trade below that, right? Here's our range. We can go ahead and apply that. Anything below the 50%, we're looking to buy. Anything above it, we're looking to short, right? But keep in mind that we are now looking to go back up as well towards this H4 PD array. But we also have to keep in mind this area that is yet to be mitigated, right? So let's keep it going forward. And what do you guys see prices doing right here, right? So what does price do? Essentially for this range, what do we have here? We have this internal range right here. So let's go ahead and close this out really quick. Right, we have a smaller range between ranges. So here we have a range right here, right? And here we have our range right here for this day in particular, right? We already understand that for this day, price is over here. So when you're in a bullish trend, price should not, these lows should be protected. These should be lows to be protected. So this range that we had in the past, right? This range that I covered you guys about, we can discount that range because this is the low that we ended at, and essentially this daily lows should be protected, right? Your daily lows should be protected. So this range we could discount it off, and we could be looking at for the under the 50% to be looking to buy. So here we grab all the orders, like I said. Let's go ahead and raise this, and this is a trade that I took as well, and you can go ahead and go on the YouTube channel to check that out. So again, now what do we have here? We have a smaller range, and you can see again, look at price in terms of boxes, right? Boxes and dots. So smart money has grabbed all the orders here, and now retailers are going to be looking to short. So also take note of that. Here's when the Fed was looking to increase rates. So everybody is looking to short this. And when everybody's looking to short it, guess what the Feds are going to do? They're going to go ahead and increase price. So here we have a breaker candle, right? And we could be looking essentially for price to come back down towards here. And the setup that I had was something like this. And I was looking at stop loss below right here. And for price just to come back up around there. It was something simple like that, right? You can go over the YouTube channel. I forgot to tell you how it was, but I was looking at something like that. Price comes down lower and it hits your take profit right there, right? Pretty simple trade. You have a fair value gap right there. You have a breaker candle that has grabbed orders. And you have, again, the boxes within ranges, right? So now, looking at price moving forward, what does price do? Price essentially grabs all these orders and keeps on going to your H4 PD array that we have marked off throughout the week. But what do we see that we left behind, right? What did we leave behind? Well, here we left again. The overall range, we still have orders pending. So we're still thinking about prices orders from a bigger scope of things, but now we have grabbed this range in mind, right? This range and this range, because this is probably the end of the range where we have this fair value gap that has led to this gigantic push to the upside, right? So now what you're looking for, instead of buying, you're looking to sell. Why are you selling? Because smart money has already grabbed all the orders. So I did take a loss here, right? I did take a loss because I was looking to buy down here. Saw this fair value gap, looking now as maybe potentially we could be looking along it, but I got confused. And you know, you're not always going to get it right, but I'm showing you guys how to frame it from a daily to daily setup. And now how I could have taken this is actually looked for, this is setup that look from a daily basis. So price, what does it do? Keeps on going down. It grabs all the orders over here and look at this, basically daily open, anything above it, you're looking to sell. You can see how you're looking to sell that, and price keeps on going down lower. And let's speed this up a little bit right here. All right. And what do we have here? Once again, price drops down lower and it keeps on going, right? And what you're looking for now is that same setup. If we look at this from MFF perspective, well, what do we have here? We again have orders pending down here, and we have this imbalance down here that we want price to fill. And now what do we have here? We have the same setup, right? We also have a smaller range here and the range here. What do we have above that? We have an order block. So what we could be doing is, instead of buying like I was, I should be looking to short this, because here we have the ICT mentorship model. We have the fair value gap, we have an order block. You're looking to short it and bring price back down there. And you guys can see how that plays out, right? Keep it simple, guys. Just keep it simple and frame those setups. So now let's go towards today. What does price do? Price keeps on going lower, gives you now a new fair value gap right here, but you're looking for this imbalance to fill, this H1 order block, right, that we had our eyes on. So that's what I'm looking for. And let's go ahead and keep it going forward, right? What does price do? And I actually took this trade and I sent this to the group as well. Price goes on lower and it grabs all the orders, right? Well, it grabs all the orders and now has tapped into your H1 PD array, right? And we understand that now as well. What do we have above here? Now above here, we have equal highs that could be our targets for next week. So we're looking for price to come back up, and you guys can start seeing how all this starts applying and price starts becoming fractal. So what I saw today was something like this, right? Oh, I actually missed it. Something like this. It was right here when I saw it. What I saw was, again, the same setup. We have a bearish fair value gap right here. So this fair value gap, if smart money was looking to short, now they're going to be looking for opportunities to buy, right? You can see now here we develop an order block. We drop down to the M5. How I saw this was, once again, here we have a fair value gap. We can go ahead and frame that, right? So let's go ahead and frame that right here. Fair value gap, and here we have an order block down here, right? This order block is valid because we have the fair value gap above it. So what are you looking to do essentially? You're looking to long price when it comes back down, and your take profit levels could be anywhere from above here to over here. And this is where I took price, because what I saw was we also have a fair value gap here, and it was already getting late in the day. This was afternoon session. So I took price up there and close out your order. You don't need more than that, but you can see our price comes back up there and it keeps on going. So of course, the setup is always going to work out. We understand that there's a lot of pending orders here if we're looking at in terms of boxes, and price essentially could end up above there, but it's not always going to do that. It could just stay stuck in a range overall like it has for this day on Friday. But you know, this is how we frame our setups whether you are in a consolidating market or whether you are in a ranging market, or whether you're in a trending market. And just a little bit simplicity to it is key. And with this model, with these trades, is essentially how I pass my 100K challenge. And like I said, I'm going to be sharing the investor password for you guys. So make sure to join my Telegram, and I'll be calling out trades up there as well. I hope you guys got a bit from this video. I know it might have been a little bit complicated. Of course, there's more to it that I see when it comes to like 8:30 open, 12 a.m. open, the daily open, fair value gaps, which ones to use, which ones not to use, you know, smart time frames. But just a little quick video of it. Of course, I'll go more than to it in the other videos. I'm going to be, again, showing you guys the beginner course. But just a little bit recap of it and how I can show you guys how I take advantage and how I learned a little bit about the ICT mentorship model and how you guys can apply it to your trading as well. So yeah, I think that's it for today, guys. I hope you guys got a bit from it. If you guys have any questions, just text me on Telegram or DM me on Instagram. Make sure to follow me on Instagram. Make sure to like and subscribe. Like I said, we will have a beginner course of it with it all. I will see you guys in the next video. Institution is out. Safe trading, guys.